we posted this and we've got some comments and questions, so I want to get to them. Jennifer, we've got Allison who's writing tonight. Vinny, just want to say I like this new feature of the show. Thank you, Allison. Justice for cold cases is needed. I hope they have some forensic accountants looking at victims' financial records in case a motive is hidden here. I'm assuming a method of murders did not indicate excess of emotion. So that's something that's done, right, in the investigation. You're going to do, like, we talk about forensics, but there's forensic accounting as well.
Correct. And just hearing about the lawsuit, I mean, after you've looked at all the forensic evidence and tried to see if you could identify a suspect, you're going to do a deep dive into the couple's lives to try to figure out who might have had the motive to kill them. And the police department is very certain that this is not random. So that would lead you to, money is a really great motivator for these kinds of crimes. So they're going to do a deep dive into their accounting, into their internet use, phones, texts, all those things to see if they can come up with some reason that someone may have targeted this couple.
Mitch, tonight, just because there's not visible signs of a break-in and there seems to be nothing missing, that does not mean that maybe someone came through an unlocked door. Also, someone could have knocked on the door, and when someone unlocked it, they could have forced their way in. Just because there's not evidence of forced break-in doesn't mean they knew the killer. Would you agree, Jennifer?
Totally. And so one of the things that they would do, they took 300 of items of evidence from that scene. They spent 3 days processing it. And one of the things they're going to do is they're going to take fingerprints from every single surface that they can. And they're going to run all of those fingerprints through databases to see if they can come up with a fingerprint that belongs to someone that doesn't belong to this couple's environment. So that's a great point, and it's absolutely true. It does not mean that they knew this person because there was no forced entry. There could have been numerous ways a person could have gotten in the house without breaking in or leaving evidence of that.
Final comment from Pat tonight. Either random serial killer, sociopath, or professional hit from whomever is set to get the money. What other motive is there? I'm not sure if there's other motives. I don't even know if the money necessarily motivated anything here, but it's something you have to look at. Explain to us in the course of these investigations, because on the one hand, like, the motive is what we always talk about, but then you're always working on the forensic part of it. And at some point, I guess if they ever meet, that's when you've got your home run.
Right. And one of the reasons that they would really want to do an extensive reconstruction of this scene, there's a variety of reasons, but one of them is if they have very good information about how the murder was committed, what elements of the crime was present, what modus operandi was used, they can give that information to a profiler. So if the police department's working with a professional profiler, then the profiler can use the evidence that we collect at a crime scene, which is very, very important, to help them determine what type of person may have committed the crime. And what type of crime is this? Is it a crime of passion? Is it a crime of opportunity? What type of crime is it? So everything we do at the crime scene feeds into someone really identifying what kind of person would have done such a thing.
All right, this is a 2018 case. It's been about 2.5 years. How concerned would you be that this one may not be solved?
It's unfortunate it's been so long, but I agree. We're not CSI, the TV show, where things are always so fast. You either figure it out really, really quickly, or it's a lot of work and sledging through a bunch of tips and forensics of all sorts. Forensics improves every few years. And so I think that it's accurate. The police are accurate when they say that there's going to be a tip of some sort or another that's going to come through at some point. Relationships change. People feel differently. And someone who might be involved might feel a little differently than they did 2 or 3 years ago. And I think that's how it's going to get solved. There's also some other forensics that may be done, and I believe they're bringing in other forensic experts to help them that could just potentially give them that information that they need, that last piece of information they need.